You know this girl. You've seen her before. She was in your class for maybe 2 weeks, late to every lecture, before she stopped coming at all. If you'd asked her, she would have had 1,000 excuses. Stomach bug, the flu. Really, the soon-to-be college dropout. You know this girl, even if she was just an absentee name on your group assignment. The point is, it's never her fault. There was never a reason to push herself too hard. She tells herself that she wasn't really all that sold on being a teacher or journalist or whatever it was she was studying. It had always been more of a backup plan. She hadn't quit, she'd say if you asked. She was just taking a break. All she had to do was re-enroll next semester and things would be right back on track. People have always called her smart. They couldn't all have been lying. Right? So when her mother rings on the weekends to ask how she's going, she says, "Pretty great," and means it. This whole experience, living away from home, it gave her a chance to try out being an adult. That's what she'd say, anyway. Okay, so at 29, she's not exactly a young adult. But living with her parents for so long meant it was okay to take some time to find herself, right? She'd earned that much, right? All the time in the world to find herself. Tomorrow. She kept busy. If you've met her, she's probably shown you her Tumblr. Her last post was 2 months ago. It was a repost of a cat gif. But really, it's an art blog, she'd say. She just never had the time to sit down and draw. Before she took a break, she hardly had the time to draw. You might have heard her complain about her classes. 5 full days a week. Well, 3 hours a day, but transit took 45 minutes each way. And sometimes she'd have to wait for a second train. Now she has all the time in the world to think about drawing. But she's a morning person, she says. She's more productive than. Lately, she's been having trouble getting up early. So by the time she does her morning routine, the holy triumvirate of Twitter, Tumblr, and YouTube, it'd be mid-afternoon. And who can be productive then? The day's already half finished. Just wait for the next day. Get up early, be productive. Tomorrow. When's the last time you saw her? These listless phantoms who float in and out of our lives like this. Where are they now? Every so often you catch wind of her, find her buying TV dinners for one and premium cat food in the supermarket. She's been spending her time drawing, she'd say. Well, she's been spending her time thinking about drawing. She has all these good ideas, great ideas, that would work really well for her Tumblr. A Legend of Zelda OC comic, pagan anime crossovers. It'd be great. Say, are you following her on Tumblr? No, this isn't how you find her. Because at some point, these lost souls, they stop meeting you in the aisles. They'll duck their heads and leave, shrugging their shoulders, headphones on, eyes down. They'll pull out their phones, fiddle with the volume buttons, brush past you before you could even say, "Hey, is that..." Where are they now? Scurrying about in the dark alone. Why do they live like this? Their rooms become their cocoons, eternal chrysalises that have rejected reality. She wakes up when the sun is low enough on the horizon to filter into her room, half past whatever in the afternoon. Hands fumbling for her phone, avoiding the text from her parents. It's too late in the day to draw, really. No need to push herself too hard. There's always tomorrow. In the meanwhile, she might as well check out her current hobby. She's just broken into the top 100 players in her region. Nearly everyone else on the list did it in groups of 4. She was the only solo player. It wasn't easy, rising up the ladder like she did, but she had done the hard work. She had earned it. With no online feature, the only way to play cooperatively was with local ad hoc, bucking the trend of online games. She hated this. Didn't they have any respect for the honest, hard-working adult who had time to go out and meet up with people like that? But for all her whining and complaining, she had always planned on going to a meetup. Problem is, something always came up. Something always does. And it's not like she loved the game or anything. She wasn't a huge gamer, really. She just loved dressing up cats in the game. That was it. So, it wasn't like she really cared all that much about it. Browsing the net, she sees something that makes her literally start to shake. A free weekend for... which means less than nothing to her. No, she had been ignoring the event up till now. It's the timed bonus that comes along with the event. Look at those crisp folds, the lettering on the box. Oh my god. It even comes as a straw. It's the perfect final piece in her collection. She needs it. She checks her watch. An hour left until the event finishes. All she has to do is play the game with 3 other people at once. The most basic, fundamental aspect of the game. It's right there in the title. A co-op adventure experience. Just play the game normally. She searches through the list of people she knows. They don't even need to buy the game. It's a free weekend after all. But she can't even think of one person that would help her. The world moves outside her room. She puts on the nearest clean shirt, her old high school uniform. No sentimental attachment to the past these days. No past at all. Outside, the sound of children playing. There was a weekly meeting for the game nearby. Some local hangout at a fast food place. If she was quick, she could still make it. When was the last time she'd actually gone out to meet people? It might be nice, she thinks, to meet some other players, if only to show off her gear. That was the point of the game, right? To meet up and play with other people. She'd never even really considered it, but... The front door looms in the shadows. Is it even really worth it? They'll all just look down on you. You're way too old to be going to meetups for a getting change is such a hassle. By the time you get ready, you'll be over. They'll all just laugh at you anyway. What's the point? Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. No, she doesn't need anyone else to play. That's how it's always been. If she could get to the top 100 players by herself, she could get this damned milk carton armor for her cat as well. An idea comes to her. Of course, she had her own computer, top of the line, but she also had her old high school laptop, the tower case she found in the garbage a few months ago, and the mathematical trigonometry laptop her cousin's kid left there. Just barely enough to work. They'd never actually be able to run the game, but just looking in, it was worth a shot. 30 minutes to go. She sets up the world's worst LAN party. The browser client just barely works on each computer. She sets up new dummy accounts with the free weekend codes. Her little culinary cat empire is nearly complete. No, that's not possible. It wasn't enough to just set up the accounts. She needed to play through a whole mission together. The event was ending in 10 minutes. All that effort for nothing. Her milk carton. Well, not if she had her say. She'd get her milk carton armor if it was the last thing she did. 4 hunters at once. What was that to a top 100 ranked player? All she had to do was juggle her way through one hunt. One hunt. Nothing to it. 2 hands on each keyboard. Mice bound to movement on the others. Mathematical and garbage tower case were running on slideshow, but she'd make do. Straight out the bat, she runs into a logistics issue. Trying to control all 4 characters at once meant she couldn't really attack with any of them. Which meant every time she wanted to attack, realistically with her main character, everyone else had to stop. The first hunt of the game was against It wasn't particularly dangerous, but it had an annoying crowd control move that required everyone to step outside the attack radius. Her main character could just tank it, of course, but she still needed to move everyone else out of range. The first card was unavoidable. The CC'd at a bad time, and she couldn't get mathematical out of the way. The second card was a silly error. She lost track of which character was bound to what keyboard or mouse, and like a millipede losing control of its thousands of legs, she stumbled and lost focus. A third card would mean defeat. 1 minute to go. With a sliver of health left on her dummy characters, she makes a choice. Her hands fly back to her own laptop, leaving the rest of them like puppets with their strings cut, defenseless. It all came down to finishing off the as quick as she could. Four hunters stand victorious over the... She did it. A warm feeling of satisfaction glows within her. She might keep mathematical and the others around as side characters, she thinks. But for now, the spoils of war. She goes to her armor box to equip the milk carton on her favorite cat. And alongside the armor, she finds a few other trinkets, mostly low-level trash. Where did this all come from? The last item in the box is a note. Must be a low-level achievement she missed somewhere, probably from playing multiplayer for the first time. Congratulations on finishing your first hunt with a group. You've experienced the single-player portions of the game. We hope it was a good teaser for the main event. We wanted to give you a small gift to commemorate this memory, but truthfully, we think the real gift is you having fun with your friends. Did everyone have fun on their first hunt together? Were you all excited to play together? Did you learn something about your friends? It must have been hard, overcoming the hunt. There might have even been times when you were frustrated at each other, but you guys did it. We've tailored this experience to bring friends together, which is why we decided to build this game around local play. As the game creators, we wanted to make a game that got you to meet with people, to connect with people. We're proud of you for reaching out and playing together. This isn't a game meant to be played alone. We hope you enjoy the game, but more importantly, we hope you enjoyed hanging around and having fun with the people important in your life. Cheers. The development team. There are a few precious moments in life when you get a clear picture of yourself. Maybe it's when you're on the bus and you see someone reflected in the window. For a brief moment, you judge them completely outside of your own ego, and then you realize it's your own reflection. That's you. That's what you look like. And it hurts. She was alone, surrounded by computers. She looks around her room for a moment. It's filled with posters of shows, toys, memorabilia, and the only person who's seen any of it is herself. She wasn't always like this, she thinks to herself. She used to go out, exercise, do things, see things. She used to have friends. When did she get this way? Where the most exciting thing in her life was a virtual toy, where life was just one continuous blur. In a way, we're all lonely. We get used to the idea of being alone, like the frog in boiling water. The pain of loneliness is something we just deal with. We stop reaching out to others. The friends we once had slowly move on. The relationships we once had, we let die. We let the people we care about drift away. A particular type of anger fills her to bursting, and she realizes a terrible truth. She isn't happy. Lonely king of the mountain, surrounded by useless detritus, collected to give her daily life some semblance of meaning. It all had to have meant something. It's the moments of joy we once had that makes the sadness so much harder to bear. And it's in these moments that we have a choice. All at once, she's disgusted by the mess. It's suffocating. She can't stand it for even one more second. Everything goes. The figurines, the comics, the video games, the posters, the aging tech, all of it goes. She works harder and longer than she's ever worked before, until her breath fogs the winter night. She holds on to the clarity in that raw emotion. The pain in her arms is nothing in comparison. In the end, the only things left in her room are the bare essentials. Tomorrow, she vows to get her life back together, reconnect with old friends, re-enroll in class, message her family, be a better person, exercise. She'll get everything sorted then. Tomorrow. And with the clocks beeping, she realizes that tomorrow has already come. Happy New Year.